Hello and thank you for watching Journey Through Missoula. I'm your host, Brian Robinson. Today we have some guests with us. I've asked Steve Earle, General Manager, and Steve Menez, a service supervisor from Mountain Line, to talk about the public bus transit system in Missoula. Welcome, guys.
Hey, good to see you.
How are you?
Really happy to be here, Brian.
Who started Mountain Line, basically?
Well, Mountain Line was started by a vote of the public. They created what you call a special urban transportation district, and that has to be accomplished by 51% of the public vote. And once you establish the district, then you generate matching funds to which the Federal Transit Administration will give you operating revenue, and you can go ahead and start a bus system.
Okay. And what special services does Mountain Line offer to disabled passengers?
Well, special services, we have 4 paratransit vehicles that will take passengers anywhere they need to go, whether it's shopping trips to their doctor, or heck, just visiting their friends if they want.
Okay.
Plus, all of our vehicles are ADA accessible, so just about every bus we have can take 2 mobility devices, and we have lifts for people that have problems climbing up the steps and everything. So we offer many special services as far as that goes.
Where in Missoula can you go when riding the buses?
Well, Brian, you can take a bus as far west as Stone Container and as far east as the Bonner Post Office. You can also go out to either Walmart store. You can go to Southgate Mall, to Kmart. You can go all over the South Hills, and especially to the University of Montana. We carry lots and lots of university students. In fact, we carry about 1,100 university students a day.
Okay.
And most of our routes pulse out of the downtown transfer center. So basically our system is designed around that as a focal point, and from there we go to exterior trip generators like Southgate Mall, the university, and some of the other places I already named.
Okay. And when was Mountain Line first established?
Well, it was first brought into the idea in 1976, but we actually provided service for the first passengers on December 12th, 1977.
Okay. And how many buses do you have currently at this time with Mountain Line?
Well, interestingly enough, we started back in early 1977 with 3 vehicles, and now we have 20 fixed route buses, counting the trolley, which is a service that we run midday to beef up our midday service a little bit. And we also have 4 paratransit vehicles. We have 35-foot Gillig buses, we have 30-foot Gillig buses, and we've got some 26-foot Orion buses, which are front-wheel drive, which is an unusual thing to have in the bus industry. And we've had those, some form of an Orion, too, since 1986, which was when the prototype came out for it.
Now, in both of your guys' opinion, how efficient is the bus system right now?
I'll answer that first. In my opinion, it's very efficient, and that's because my job is based around that efficiency. We have 3 regular vans that we use to keep the buses running on time, or to cover areas where they may have a problem getting into due to detours or traffic congestion. An accident may happen somewhere, as it did yesterday on Brooks and Reserve, where a power pole went down. And that's when we go out and pick up people that we need to and keep them on time to make their transfers or to get them to their destinations on time.
Okay.
Well, and as any manager, as I have the prerogative to disagree with my employees, and I'm going to tell you that our system probably isn't as efficient as it could be, because efficiency in a transit agency is driven by funding, and quite honestly, the need for transit in Missoula is growing far faster than the available dedicated funding, and so every year we have to go out and we have to try and find different pools of funding, sources of revenue, and whatever we can find to try and beef up our system a little bit. And currently our runs are tight. It's very, very difficult at certain times during the day in Missoula to run a transit system on time without longer routes and a lot of assistance from people like Manny, whose job it is to make those buses run in a timely fashion, and I'm just hoping that the public officials out there will hear our plea for some more funding so that we can add additional services and maybe add a little more time to our routes.
Well, in my opinion, I feel like the bus system runs sufficient, but there's times when it runs late. But it's always good to have it there in case we need a actual bus to catch to get to our appointment, like if, say, we're on foot and we can't make it on time. And I know your guys' drivers try their best to try to keep the schedule on time, and I appreciate that.
Well, and as a long-term user of our bus system, Brian, I'm sure you're aware that there's certain times of the day when you can stay on time, and other times when it's a real challenge. And quite frankly, as passengers, you and David both help a lot, and we really appreciate your help.
And who all is involved in keeping the bus system running?
Boy.
Well, you know what, in the interest of time, I guess we'll start with the general public is the main ingredient. Without the general public, there wouldn't be a bus system, and your chain of command just goes on down from there to the board of directors, to the general manager, to the administrative staff, the employees, the union employees, which maintain and operate all of our vehicles, and it all trickles right on down to the happy customer, and that's our goal, as a happy customer, and that's what keeps the bus system running more than anything.
And Les, where did the name Mountain Lion originally come from?
Well, I had to go to my boss and ask that question. I really didn't know, but he informed me it came from a contest they had when they were first bringing the system into play.
And an interesting point in regard to that is the fact that since then, 2 other transit agencies in the United States have opened up using the name Mountain Line. So when you type it in the internet, mountainline.com will come up as Missoula Urban Transportation District. But since then, a transit agency in Virginia about 7 years ago started using the name Mountain Line, and 2 years ago, Flagstaff, Arizona, after some lengthy meetings with me in regard to starting their own transit system, decided that we had such a good show here, they'd use the same name for theirs.
Okay, well, I thank you both for taking time to come down, and I'm glad you could help me out today.
We're glad to be here, Brian, and if you ever need anything from us again, just give us a holler. And Manny, maybe you can find a free pass or something, a coffee cup or something for Brian to show your appreciation for helping.
I'm sure we can do that. Thanks for having us, Brian.
Okay, thank you.